having internet issues.
Uh-oh. That is not what I wanted to hear tonight.
What?
That we might have... Oh, look at that.
What? Did it automatically?
Oh, no, it didn't. No, there it is.
I don't see the green one.
There it is.
Oh. I just got the notification.
I did too.
Big Bear Homestead is live.
Whoop, whoop. Are you okay, honey?
No. I almost fell down.
What did you do?
My hip did not want to cooperate.
My tootsies are cold.
Yeah, it's cold in here.
I turned the heater on. I forgot that we had it off today because of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm assuming that the microphone is working.
Yeah.
Two turntables and a microphone.
Says one person's in there.
Show yourself! For reason. Oh.
And you keep singing, there's not going to be anybody.
Thanks. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Oh, look who it is.
What's up, Neona?
I want to know who this person is. I feel like it's somebody we know who's just being silly.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But he's committed. I'll give him that much.
Oh, I am so about to unfollow and unfriend my family.
Leave it alone. It's America. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
I know, but...
Even when they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Neona, we've been thinking about you the last couple days. Because we've had so much rain.
Oh, y'all.
We got...
Those of y'all rewind back to this spot. Jason's about to say something.
Do it. You gotta do it, Sarah. In our driveway from all the wood chips because of so much rain. But I would have those same divots if I had stone in my driveway because it wouldn't have had enough time to be packed in. I think it would be worse if we'd had stone,
right?
Fresh stone down there because it wouldn't have. In all honesty, somehow, because some of those wood chips packed in a lot easier.
The problem is we just we had like probably 4 or 5 inches of rain in like 2 days.
Hours.
And of course, it would get cold enough at night for it to almost freeze, and then it would thaw back out, and we'd still have all that moisture.
Yeah.
So, that was not good. Y'all, I'm going to go ahead and apologize now for if we yawn a little bit.
Yeah. We had to be up at 2:30 this morning. It's been sitting on the desk since you took it away from him. What is it?
That is Magnus's bobber that I couldn't find.
It's not a bobber.
That's his bobber for his...
It's a stick.
Yes, but that is his bobber for his fishing pole.
One he hit you in the forehead with?
Yes, the one he hit me in the forehead with. She said we got more coming. Yeah, we got Wednesday. We got a little bit more. But then we should be dry for a while. So...
And the tractor finally broke down. But... I think this is a universal problem that Coyote may just be learning about because it seems like Ben Holler and I are having the exact same issue. Who is that new one? Donald?
Andre Desmarais. It says some of your links are broken. We haven't even put any links out, so...
What links?
I don't.
Might be in the description that he's talking about. What
Some
links?
of our links are broken. I don't know. Guess we'll find out.
That's why I'm asking him.
I said, I guess we'll find out when he tells us. Hello.
Being rude.
You sell Baker Creek seeds? No, but we're an affiliate.
No, but we're an affiliate.
No, not really an affiliate. We don't really get a kickback or anything. But we recommend them.
We're starting to recommend M.I. Gardner more.
Yeah.
He has an amazing germination rate.
Yes.
Going on these last couple years.
And affordability as the economy has gone in the toilet. His seeds are a little bit more. Now, he doesn't have as much of a variety. I mean, he has a really big variety, but not like Baker Creek. Baker Creek is definitely where you go if you're looking for something that's a little bit more exotic.
So, Donald, if you don't mind sharing with us, man, what links are not working for you? We need to look into that because as far as we know, everything's 6x6.
Pathetic.
So, and thanks for coming, by the way. Thanks for joining us on our live stream. I think this is the first time you've been here.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen you here before.
Your name, unfortunately, does not ring a bell, but I hope it starts to ring a bell. What she said?
She said, "Ha ha!" He gasped. He's been looking for this for like over a week, 2 weeks. Poor kid.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you what kids can come up with in their imaginations. Like, we wrapped it's just a piece of a twig, and we wrapped a string around this part of it, and he used it to
The Amazon shop.
to throw his out in the
William
bobber
R.
Buckley.
Buckley.
Oh, here we go. Let's see.
Tell me more about your business. Well, it's not really a business per se as much as it is a homestead. We like to teach people how to live a more sustainable lifestyle because not only is it you'll be able to produce food that is better for you, but by you producing your own food, getting off the broken food system, you're also doing great things for the environment and for climate. You would actually be part of the solution, not part of the problem. And so we just try to share the information, things that we've learned over the years. By doing so, we do have some home products, like we're going to be introducing one tonight that we do make here. And we have, Robin has an essential oils ebook on our website. I have a preventative for predator control ebook on our website. Robin makes soaps.
I'm looking to be self-sufficient in food and want to specialize in mushroom growing.
Mushroom growing. That is...
Aquaponics or hydroponics?
Yes. We did aquaponics in the past when our oldest was still home. It was because we homeschooled all of our children. And we turned it into basically in a science class. And we had, because of where we live, we had zero luck with tilapia. And we switched to goldfish. Now, obviously, we couldn't eat the goldfish, but it did produce some amazing strawberries in our aquaponics system. We have not played with hydroponics, but
unless you count starting pineapples from.
No, it's not the same.
It's not the
You make my head hurt. When you say stuff
Or
like that.
regrowing celery. I mean, that's technically hydroponics. No?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We, we're very interested in helping lower income communities become more self-reliant, more self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
Eastern Washington, you should have absolutely no problem doing aquaponics.
Did you see what he asked?
I didn't see.
He said, currently I grow fingerling potatoes to sell to a local upscale restaurant. That's cool.
There you go.
That's
That's
cool.
awesome.
Don't have to wait as long.
Yeah. We participated in when we lived in Augusta, we teamed up with another homestead family, Icebox Farms, but they have now skipped the pond and gone to Scotland, where we worked hand in hand with them, helping a low-income community start to grow their own food, at least their vegetables, and some, I think we were able to sneak in honeybees and some chickens in there. But it was amazing to see how the attendance in school went up, how the grade point average of the students there went up.
Less inattention.
Yeah, less behavioral problems, less crime in that neighborhood, and because
surprisingly, like not just crime, but like a self-imposed. What do they call it? Crime watch or
neighborhood watch.
Neighborhood watch, like. Yeah, because they had something that they valued, they were very protective of their neighborhood.
And so it was very good to see that. And we have been trying to work with our state to be able to get the same grants to replicate that. Once again, up here in Northeast Georgia. But we were the very first homesteading channel on YouTube. We've been Robin and I will be married 20 years this November. And we have been homesteading, 16 out of those 20? 16, 17?
Ladessa's 9, she's going to be 18 this year. And I would say just about as long as she's been alive. I mean, we were homesteading before she was born.
Okay.
Because remember, when we were at Haney, we were growing our own food, raising chickens, we had rabbits, so we were really doing this probably, I would say, almost 19 years. Because not too long after Carol was born.
We started with the garden.
Yeah, and Carol will be 19 at the end of this month. So
yeah,
I would say close to 19 years.
So we've been at it a little bit. We've had some successes, had a lot more, I don't want to call them failures, more learning experiences.
That's what failure people say. That's what they call them. That's what losers call them.
No, that's what successful people call them, because
learning experiences.
It's not a failure unless you quit.
Or you don't learn from it.
So.
Because that's the big thing for me is I always say the definition of insanity is continuing to do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And sometimes I see people doing that and just banging their head up against the wall, and it's like, when are you going to figure out that's not going to work? You got to do something different. So that's one thing I can say about our journey is we had some pretty painful losses and learning experiences, but we never really replicated them. We learned from them and moved on.
Yeah.
So
I don't think we've ever lost an animal the same way. Unless you count us butchering it.
We didn't lose it though. We acquired food. What is she doing?
She's trying to be funny. And she's not.
Oh, now I see her. She's got her face up in the... So, our cow is in the backyard today because we're bouncing her around to where the grass is. And since that's one of the upsides to what we've had as far as rain goes, we've had a lot of like new growth.
There's not been a single upside to all as much rain as we've got, as fast as we got. There's not a single upside to it.
Well,
no.
I mean, yeah, we had a tree down.
When she steps,
uh-huh,
she sinks. She goes down. So any of the new grass and stuff that's coming up, you know, she's actually doing damage. What did he say there?
I do recommend an acre of artichokes. They sell for lots of money and are quite hardy. Not around here. I don't know. I mean, so that's the thing about different areas. That's why, like,
jalapenos are a big thing around
we
here.
always try to caveat, like, when we talk about planting things at a certain time or doing things a certain way, we always try to caveat it with, that's what works here in our microclimate. Like, you know, there are some things that we do here that are not going to work in Washington State. And I think artichokes might be one of those. Growing an acre of them, I don't know how that would do. And then it's not just about the microclimate; it's also about the demand. And the area that we live in, we'd have to travel a little bit to be able to unload
honesty,
an acre's worth
an acre of globe artichokes.
It's a lot.
Is I don't know. I don't think it's as much as you think it is. But you and I both love artichoke hearts.
We do.
So that acre, if we couldn't sell it, we could definitely can it and pickle them, you know, and do all kinds of things with them. But our big excuse me, stuff that's in demand around here is definitely your peppers. Believe it or not, tomatoes not so much.
Well, everybody eats them, but that's because they all grow their own.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Everybody grows their. Now, if you are a nursery, can you please stop playing on your phone? If you're a nursery, and what's up, Geeky Gardens? Tomato plants, your squashes and zucchinis, and somewhat of your peppers will be your big sellers. But as far as having a farmer's market and going there with tomatoes, believe it or not, they're not as big of a seller because everybody wants to have that backyard garden, and I encourage everybody to have that backyard garden. But there are more and more people, even if they can't do a backyard garden, now are growing their tomatoes in buckets on their patios. And like Vigo, they have that great self-watering
tomato trellis
that we showed you guys last year, that really fits on the back patio. So as far as being able to offload a lot of tomatoes and stuff, but peppers, for some reason, it's like people don't have the patience.
Well, the other thing I think here too is a lot of times people second guess of when they should start them, and then it becomes too late, or they think it's too late and they don't start them, and then they finally look to see when they can start them, and then it really is too late to start them. Like, I think that happens a lot. One thing I have noticed though is that different varieties. So yes, regular slicer tomatoes, whatever, not gonna really move much, but if you show up with a purple tomato, you might sell a little bit. Or cherry tomatoes. I think cherry tomatoes probably might, grow a little bit or be able to sell a little bit. But the peppers, I think, like you were saying, jalapenos, and then even different varieties of spicy peppers, so serrano peppers and poblanos and things like that. But I will say this, one thing I've learned is in some areas you might fight the general public with what their preconception of what something is supposed to look like or how it's supposed to be. When we were this past winter, or past, like right before New Year's, we went over to a friend of ours who grew a ton of collards and mustards and turnips and things like that. And he had, there's bunching collards that you get like at the store where the leaves are like super big. Then you also have collards that you just like pick that are like leafy, like how you do romaine lettuce. You can pick the leaves. And when he went to the market with the leaves picked, people were a little hesitant to believe that they were collards.
What do you say?
Habanero and serrano. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, so that's the other thing is sometimes you have to be careful about what kind of varieties you pick because it might be just outside of people's comfort zone that you end up with a bunch.
Well, I think this is one of the problems that we have but I think it's going to change with the new administration with Robert Kennedy and them. As a culture, Americans have a certain idea of what their food is supposed to look like.
Right.
If I say I picked up my eggs from a farm, then all those eggs should be brown. That's what they think.
Right.
But you throw in an Easter egger in there
that's green.
That's got a green egg, and you'll have people that'll think that it's bad. That's how you can tell that the egg went bad because it went from brown to green. If you have white eggs, they'll question whether or not you actually have a chicken that laid a white egg on your farm because farm chickens they're supposed to be brown eggs.
Yeah.
They have the because we ran into this trying to educate an acquaintance of ours that we met at the Walk to Emmaus. He thought all pigs were pink.
All pigs are pink.
All pigs are pink. All cows are black or white.
Or white. Mm-hmm. Or brown.
Or brown.
No mixed colors.
Yeah.
Like all those mixed colors are.
And, all tomatoes are big slicers and they're red.
Mm-hmm.
Broccoli looks like this. Brussels sprouts look like this. There's no purple on any broccoli. And so we have the
red okra? What?
Yeah.
Red okra?
We have the daunting task of education. And that's one of the reasons why we started our channel, like I was saying earlier. And you have to not only educate the public that okra can come in red. Mm-hmm. A tomato can be green, or it can be purple, or it can be a little tiny cherry, or it can be this oblong looking romaine.
Roma.
And you can eat okra raw. Your squashes can look like they have little warts on them.
Oh, that's the funny one. When you get them with the little warts, they think it's crazy.
And all pumpkins just ain't, orange. And you start to educate them, but then you have the task of getting them to taste it. A purple carrot. You want to watch somebody's head explode?
Yeah.
Bring out a purple carrot.
Or one of those red dragons or the black nebula. It's like that really dark purple. They lose their mind.
Or a dragon. Like some of and we're saying, we're throwing these examples out is because we've had to deal with these. Mm-hmm. Like a dragon egg cucumber.
It looks like.
Everybody thought it was a big old like ostrich egg or something. Like, no, it's a stinking cucumber. Mm-hmm. So you have to get them to step out of their comfort zone to introduce this tomato or this cabbage or this squash or whatever it is to their palate. And because some of them have different tangs to them, different tastes to them. The fact, like, if you have somebody who has never had a farm fresh tomato
oh, Lordy.
in their life, they freak out because of how juicy it is.
And how much flavor.
Yeah.
It's like there's more acidity to it because it's like especially if you pick it
they will tell you it's not ripe when they bite into it, and because the juices, the water and stuff flow out of it.
When if you pick a tomato after it's been dry for a little bit, how you haven't had any rain, and you pick it in the heat, that's when the flavor is the most intense. And so if you get somebody, give them one of those while you're walking around the garden, like it blows their mind because they don't expect that much flavor, because greenhouse tomatoes don't have flavor. They just really don't. I think Jess says it best when she says, store-bought tomatoes taste like disappointment. Like, they just don't have any flavor. I was thinking of another one, was the squashes that we like, those little custard squashes, patty pans. The average person doesn't even know what a patty pan squash is. When I started showing people that we were growing these, they're like, oh, those are the ones you use for decoration on your harvest table. And I'm like, no, you eat them.
Puppies. Oh.
That's just like we're gonna grow. Hopefully, we're gonna grow some pumpkins this year that are blue.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I'm also going to go ahead and throw this out there so y'all can keep up with. I am planting the big honking pumpkins that's supposed to get like 300 pounds.
no, like 1,000 if you do just one.
We do just one. So here pretty soon when I get my tractor back, I am literally going to be digging a water line straight to where the watermelons and stuff going over there. So I've already got the area really close to the pump house, so that way I can pump the water to them.
Because that's what you need to be able to grow them big. They've got to have water, and so that was our goal. Is they're going to be right by the pump house. Like we planned it so that plot is right there. So that all we got to do is like just water them puppies.
I'm going for the state record of a pumpkin.
We want some big pumpkins this year.
And so, but I mean, you have those battles as whether you're a beginning homesteader or you're seasoned like Robin and I. You always will have those battles because look, at the end of the day, COVID did a lot of things to the world. Not just made people sick and killed people, but it gave people time, or brought the realization to everybody on this planet of how fragile the entire system is.
Especially the food system.
And it started making people look at their food and start to question their food and start to go, okay, well, if I can't get there to get da-da-da-da-da, then, how did my grandma do it? Well, she put the seed in the ground. And more people were doing it, and more. And then it also caused families. Now, we're starting to be stupid and blow back out again, but it made families circle the wagons. And you heard stories, and you related to whether it's people at church or the gym or wherever you were, where you got around people when a lot of the restrictions got lifted. But it made families come together.
Well, yeah, they had to spend all this time in their houses together.
And how they were beating boredom, they went outside and they carved out a little plot and made a garden. Off-grid living, prepping, homesteading, and gardening are still the biggest trending topics in social media that people are searching for, that they want to learn. And so that, you got canning and stuff in there. And so more and more people are starting to do that. And like a buddy of mine, when we were talking Saturday, Jay and I were talking, like one of the things that I would like to see, I don't think it's ever going to happen. I don't know why it's not set up this way. But if you take just, when you're talking about off-grid living, if you have a solar system, solar panels, and you tie back into the grid, and you're pushing power to the grid, they should keep track of, instead of trying to pay you each month, because if it's a co-op, they don't have to go by the same rules as like Georgia Power, Duke, all of those, because that's the situation that we run into. But take the power companies out of it. Let your state get involved, and your state says, okay, you produced X amount of power this year. We're taking that off of your taxes for your land, your home taxes. You know, and doing stuff like that to encourage more people. Because like right now in our tiny community, the community's in uproar right now because we seem to, they call it Elberton Net, so it's not really a county-run business, but they pretty much have the monopoly for power in the city. I don't want to say city, but in town and the outskirts. Some of the outskirts, where we're as far out as we are, we have a choice, and their recent power bills come in, and they were double, tripled in some things. And
the bigger thing too is the internet. They basically are the only ones that provide internet out here that's quote unquote reasonable. But more and more people are going to jump ship and go to Starlink because it's becoming more affordable. The more people that get involved, the price seems to go further down. So, but yeah, there's memes all over the place about how their power bill from, you know, the co-op was cheaper, much cheaper than their gas and internet bill. We didn't really run into that. Ours were about where they normally are. So I don't know what people... There's a lot of people that say that in town, like in the city limits, that it's gone berserk.
Yeah.
Now, granted, this past month was probably the coldest month we've had in a while. And before that, people were lulled into the 60s and 70s during the day, and then all of a sudden the temperatures dropped to like 30 something during the day. And so of course everybody cranked their heat up, and so yeah, they're gonna have higher electric bills, but still.
Well, we put in a wood burning stove, baby.
Yep. Niana said we should challenge Maya and Ben to a pumpkin growing contest. Oh, there's your buddy.
I don't know. I kind of want to win.
Our bills in East Tennessee have been doubling and tripling. That is crazy. Yeah. Whew, lordy. But yeah. So.
I took a gander at the National Debt Clock yesterday. And Doge now has
their own little spot.
Where it's starting to show how much fraud and how much money they have saved. Yeah. And according to this debt clock, it was already like 102 billion.
Oh no, it's more than that now.
Yesterday.
We've paid $700 for electric and internet more than once. Jeez.
We would be having 1,800 months. How would if I got a bill in that for $700?
That is nuts.
That's crazy.
But I now know I have some insulation issues. See, that is definitely a thing, and we ran into that.
Yeah, we learned that. Well, I got to replace the entire floor in my bathroom.
Almost 107 now.
We installed a clawfoot tub, and we tried to make it all pretty for my bride over here, but we were having just the hardest time getting anything to go onto those stainless steel pretty pipes. And so we got some water damage under there, and it's just finally given way. So we got to gut the bathroom this summer and put down new floorboards, and then we're going to get a new tub because we went to an Airbnb.
Yeah, we went to an Airbnb a couple of weeks ago, and it was like the answer to our small bathroom solution.
Dilemma. Yeah.
So
absolutely love this guy's bathroom. And look, if you're married and you're a homesteader, look, here's the thing. We all have to set goals for the year. We all have to sit down and say this is, or you're never going to get anything done. We want to be able to accomplish this.
Mm-hmm.
Do this, do this, do this, and then break it down into your micro goals. Robin and I treat ourselves when we do that. We go away from the farm. We go get an Airbnb somewhere, and it's just her and I. No kids coming in, knocking on the door. Because we tried to do it at home here one time, and it failed miserably.
We get pulled away. We get distracted. If we leave the leave the bedroom to go to the kitchen to go get something, it's you need it here. Something happened there. I need your help, and it's just you just can't completely remove yourself from the situation.
One, when you completely remove yourself from the situation and you have children, it gives your children the opportunity to gain the confidence to stand on their own 2 feet.
Yes, the independence.
It gives them the forced initiative, forced motivation to say, wait a minute, this problem just popped up. I can't rely on mom and dad to fix this, because if I call them and they come home and they spend all this money on the Airbnb,
hey Henry,
they're 45 minutes away anyway.
Right.
You know, they're gonna kill me if they have to drive 45 minutes to here.
Yep.
Fix a 5-minute problem, come back,
right,
and then, do it. So my life's worth more than this phone call. Let me work the problem and figure it out.
Making everyone rest 1 out of every 7 days helps. I'm just saying. Well, we do that, but that's it's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Resting within the home and just taking a Sabbath day is different.
Yeah, you gotta have. No, I'm not. This is 2 separate worlds there, Poop Scooper. We recognize the Sabbath and we take our
day off. Right.
Off.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not a day off.
Mm-mm.
This is where you go and you have your hard conversations that you need to have.
Yeah.
Where the stuff that's working in your marriage, what's not working in your marriage, what's working with the kids, what's not working with the kids. Where do we see the farm in 2026? Where do we see the kids in 2026? Where do we see us in 2026? What kind of things do we want to have in place? Okay, then how do we get there?
Right.
And those conversations are hard conversations. Look, marriage is not easy. You've got to work at it every day. Mm-hmm. But you've also got to set time aside to be able to have those hard conversations that you need to have. It's always gotten put on pause because there's been little ears around, or well, we gotta go milk. Oh, we're in the middle of this conversation. Oh, gotta go feed the pigs. Oh, here comes the wood chips guys. Oh, here comes our neighbors down there want to talk. Oh, we gotta go to church. Oh, we gotta go do this. Oh, so and so called. Oh, so and so called.
Well, the other thing too is, at least for us with an Airbnb, it's a neutral location. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's a completely neutral area. So it's not charged with being the homestead or being it's completely neutral, and so there's no
ammunition there where you can be like, oh really? Remember when you did this?
Yeah. Yeah. When was the last time you made the bed? That kind of stuff. It's such a neutral situation and then you're able to just, we found a place that had a really nice bathroom situation. It had a really deep, because one of the complaints Jason has with our bathtub is that it's not deep enough. Well, this bathtub was deep enough. And so he was able to completely sit in it, relax in it, and just chill.
But I think if we're gonna go, and these are the hard conversations that you have to have when you start talking about remodeling a room. Robin says I have expensive taste. I like expensive things. Robin wants to put roofing tin on the walls
Not anymore.
have a big honking water,
Not
galvanized water
After
trough
seeing that bathroom, not
as
anymore.
the bathtub
No.
with
I just would.
a watering bucket kicked over as your shower head. Where me, on the other hand, is I kind of want the nice tile or the granite.
This
up on the
bathroom
walls.
had, if you know anything about it, it had marble. It had black Nera Marquina marble tile. And it was breathtaking. It was beautiful.
That's because you're like 8 foot tall, Shaquille.
But I've never been in a bathtub that was long enough. I mean, you were able to stretch out completely, correct?
No, not completely.
You couldn't lay your legs down all the way?
No, and
I could.
well, you're like 5'2".
I'm 5'5". But it was still deep enough for you to be able to be.
If I pretty much curled my legs up, I could scoot down and get a little bit deeper. But I was willing to concede with the whole water trough type.
I know, right? A $10,000 bathroom.
Type bathtub. That way I could get
Right, one that was long enough.
long enough and deep enough.
Right.
But like one of the things that we've learned in 2024 was more about ice baths. Really started getting into ice baths because it helped with my inflammation. It helps with the TBI. It helps with my circulation, breath control, whole bunch of things. If you have like
Any of those things,
arthritis, inflammation, any of that kind of stuff, you're just trying to
hot flashes.
you're just no, back the whole hot flash train up, because you're not being 100% truthful with that, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I mean, it even helps take the brown fat cells and turn them into white fat cells, and you burn the white fat before you burn the brown fat, and so that it could also help you lose a few pounds. But hot flashes in our situation.
That is definitely. Palmetto said that build a sauna and then go from the ice bath to the sauna and back. That's definitely.
Especially if you're starting to get a cold. But yeah, that Robin would start to have her hot flashes. Would Robin go get in the cold water bath?
I did twice. I did twice. But then it started getting colder. Like we started having like 50-degree nights.
Yeah.
And
Honey, go get in your cold water. I'm burning up. I need to cuddle with you. So go get cold. So she would force me.
Oh, you were so full of it.
To go out there.
Not.
And nothing but what I came in.
Wait.
The world.
No. I'm not gonna let you do this.
I'm doing it because it's true. It's true.
Hold on. It's not true. Because you're making it sound like I forced you to do it, when in actuality...
You held a gun.
No. In actuality, this man would do anything for me to make my hot flashes go away. Because he knows that I'm miserable. And he would offer. I never forced. I mean, I know it's funny. We talk about forcing, But what I'm saying is he was always willing to go jump in the bath real quick and come back.
Yeah. I would sit out there until I was just shaking so bad.
I never asked him to do that, but
and then I would come in there and real quick pat towel dry, jump in the bed. And there was one time, I promise you, I'm not making this up.
I know.
Robin rolled over and I heard it go.
It did. You heard it like sizzle.
And I was like, "Ooh, baby, I'm so sorry."
I was so hot. Oh, come on. Everyone knows a woman can't force a man to do anything. If we lived out in the woods, we would just run around naked, snow and ice on the ground. Yeah. It's a man's job to embrace the suck instead of his family. Feels like you're on fire from the inside out. Yeah. And that was the thing. Like, he really did, like, he would. I would be tossing and trying to get comfortable, and he's like, "Baby, you need me to go out into the, you need me to go out in the ice bath." I'm like, "Would you?" "I'll be right back." And we'd have the windows open, and I would hear him like splash in and come back, and I'd be like, "Oh, thank you so much." But I did. There was like two separate times that he was already just about passed out. And I was like, I can't, like, I am burning up. And so I would go and just like,
I got so comfortable in that cold water bath. I fell asleep out there a couple times, and then you had to come wake me up.
Yeah. Hey, Lone Star, what's up?
Well, we've got a bunch of people in here now.
Congrats, by the way. I saw your announcement on Facebook.
That was like 3 weeks ago.
But we're not talking about that. But congrats, officially.
We said congrats a month ago.
Okay, officially congrats. Anyway.
It was an official congrats then.
Whatever. Anyway, so now that we have... Wait, so I had this perfect segue, but I am working on trying not to interrupt you. And one of the problems with trying to not interrupt you is sometimes you just get going and you just keep going. And I don't know where to fit it in. But you were talking about COVID and how with COVID that people were forced to stay home, and so they learned more about food and what's in their food and all this stuff. One of the other things that happened was that people started cooking for themselves.
Jeez, you really got to get over that.
And enjoying the
Crystal, if you're still in here, tell him I don't Marco with anybody anymore because Marco, the app keeps messing up on the iPhone. So come put his big boy panties on. Want to talk
Anyway.
big text?
So one of the things that people started doing is that they couldn't go to the restaurants, so they started making their own versions of stuff. They looked up copycat recipes of stuff and things like that, and that's where I really started to see like an uptick in different types of purple tomatoes and purple peppers and different just random things, because people started playing. They had the time to play around in the kitchen, and so with that segue. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Every time you lean in with that segue, I think we should have, we got to, do a Photoshop or something, put me on one of those segues, my fat butt on one of those segues, and ride it across the screen.
The problem would be that you're using an iPhone, not the app. Amanda, I love her. I use it every day with family and other friends. It's you. Put your big girl panties on it and
No, to be honest with you, it's probably AT&T and the cell service.
Our service is not great. One thing I will say, and I gotta
we had a blackout this weekend. I
gotta look at this for him. I have all of my notifications for Marco Polo turned off, and I think when the last time that it updated, I think it wiped out all the notifications. So we need to go back into your phone and make sure that your notifications are turned on, because if your notifications aren't...
Well, just leave Jonathan's off.
You heard that here.
But anyway, back to the stuff that was important. Not Jonathan not getting little polos.
I'm excited he's having a little boy. And they're having a girl. He's trying to repopulate the earth.
All right, y'all. When the Lord said, "Go forth and multiply," y'all took that stuff for real. You were like, "Challenge accepted, Lord. Challenge accepted." That makes what, 12 for you, Billy? 13?
Not that many. He hasn't quite hit Elon Musk status yet. Just had a grandson. Yay! Yeah, blessed him with a son. I'm not trying. I'm succeeding.
But you guys know that we had some ebooks out before. Robin did one on the top 10, top 20,
10.
top 10 essential oils for the homesteader. I put out a predator control prevention ebook. Well, we've been kicking around the idea for a while. If you guys remember, about, I don't know, maybe a month ago, we asked you guys about us putting out a cookbook. Well, the members got the notification yesterday or the day before that it was out and available on our website. And we have the breakfast edition, where it's all breakfast foods. We figure we're going to come out with 3 or 4 different sections. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert. And then we're going to come out with some seasonal stuff, holiday stuff that we use and that was pretty much tradition around here to make for the holidays and stuff. Robin's getting ready to throw the link up there for the breakfast ebook. I think you guys will get a kick out of the title. I think
you're talking about
Jonathan. Don't even click on it, brother, because you click on it, you're gonna gain 10 pounds. The title is not clickbait. That's all I'm gonna say.
For real.
The title is not clickbait.
This is why I encourage people, like what we were talking about earlier about going off for a weekend and just spending time together. We were trying to come up with, we were tossing around the idea of the cookbook, and we're like, yeah, we really want to do this. And so we got to talking, and we're like, well, what are we going to put in it? And Jason started throwing out these recipes, and I made a comment, and lo and behold, now it's the title of our cookbook series. So
I mean, Palmetto kind of beat us to the punch because we were playing around with hot sauces, and he has produced some real amazing hot sauces. I love his hot sauces. I think I need to reorder one because I think Blaze stole a bottle.
I'll have to look.
And so I think I got to reorder one. So
y'all come babysit so me and Amanda can go off for a weekend. 7 kids. Well, it's not quite 7, right? Because you got some that are a little bit older.
If you would stop and they're all out of diapers, I'll come. But I don't. Bleh.
Where is he at? Is he just in Arkansas or Oklahoma?
Oklahoma, I think. So.
It's my old stomping grounds.
Yeah. If you'd stop, give that poor wife a break, get them out of diapers, I'll be there. No, I can't. Look, don't get mad, though, if you come back and you got 7 spoiled, rotten kids.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
And I stop until my heart stops. But, yeah, check it out. You guys, you're going to be hearing a lot about it because we're going to be talking about it a lot.
50 minutes west of Fayetteville. Okay.
Yeah. So Robin wants to get back out there to Fayetteville anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to see if you got your little.
I want to see if they messed up and didn't put my name on the senior walk or not. I'm not sure because I graduated after I left Fayetteville. Like my actual stuff came through after I left Fayetteville, and so I don't know if my name is on the senior walk or not. I would like to know that. So
I also have a new chapter that I'm opening that I'm not going to kick open. I'm just going to leave that little teaser, that little nugget right there that we've got a new chapter.
We're not talking about that yet.
No, I'll talk about it with the members first, and then I'll bring it in once I get a little bit more. My duckies are scattered all over the place right now, and so I got to get them more in line.
You don't have ducks. You're just chasing quail all over the place. They're flying every which way. You gotta catch them.
Better than your squirrels.
Mm.
But yeah, y'all go check out that cookbook. I have, unfortunately, can sit here and tell you that I have taste tested multiple times.
All of them.
All of them. Some of them are now just a once in a blue moon treat.
Can I just show them the screen, the picture of the book?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I mean, I don't have to.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
Okay.
You were talking about it. Boom. Oh,
There
see,
it
you put it up there.
This is why we're fat. So, there you go. That's
the cover of the cookbook.
cover of the cookbook.
There's 10 breakfast recipes in there.
And then a page of some little pointers, little things.
Yeah.
So, a couple little things to help out.
Yeah.
So
now, probably we haven't decided on how to do this because
I gained 15 pounds reading that.
because one of the things that we talked about with doing this is possibly Robin starting a cooking channel on YouTube just because of algorithms and the YouTube algorithms.
Yeah, YouTube doesn't know what to do with our content.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we have learned that if you look at our videos, we're probably in about 30 different niches. And so we kind of have to start to stop shotgunning, and we're going to have to start really focusing on just the homesteading niche and leave the cooking stuff and take it to a different channel. If we because we really want to hit that 100K subscriber mark. That is a goal. We would love to hit it by the end of this year. I don't know if that's a reasonable goal or not. But you never know. We could put one video out and it just takes off, and we hit 100,000 subscribers in 3 days.
The cooking videos, especially the cakes, are my favorites.
Yeah.
Switch from an area target to a point target. Yes, exactly.
And so we have to, and so that's one of the things that we're thinking about doing.
Don't promote older videos.
Yeah. And so don't be surprised if that pops up. Because that's going to be one of the things that we just may look at Robin and say, okay, you're making this, and this weekend. We're going to pull the cameras out.
So we had to do with the cookbook.
You get the pictures.
Jason finally looked at me. He's like, "It was probably not a good idea to do all of this in less than 2 weeks because I have to do my blood work next week with the VA."
Look, his little skinny butt says one thing. I'm just going to say, go to this link right here. This is the reason why it's elevated. So shut your pie hole.
It'll be good in 6 months. It'll be fine. But yeah, we even, as we were doing it, we have a little family that we like to spend time with, and so we shared some of the recipes.
Yeah, well,
with
the
them.
real big one that I would have sat down and ate the whole thing. I would have. I know. Look, when you have a weakness, or that something is your kryptonite, you know.
You have two choices.
You got two choices. You embrace it and you own it like a beast, or you figure out how to sidestep that landmine. And so that one, we went over there. I said, we're going over their place to
and we're leaving it there.
And we will not be bringing home. And they got 3 little babies there as well. And so thankfully there wasn't really anything for us to bring home because my buddy, he ate most of it. So.
Yeah. You have a little you're so funny. No, we have a family with 3 little kids, and we've kind of adopted them as ours. And so when I started mentioning all this stuff that I had to make, Jason was like, I am going to gain 50 pounds if we do that all here.
Everything I lost back.
And so I was like, okay. And for real, like when Jason started listing out some of the stuff that I'm known for cooking, I looked at him and I was like, this is why we're fat. Like all these recipes that you're talking about, like this is why the pounds are on the scale. So, they're definitely a little bit more decadent stuff, a little bit more indulgent, but there's nothing wrong with starting off the day every once in a while with some of these. And that's one of the things that I'd like to say is that this is not like how to scramble eggs. These are like recipes that are not your average breakfast stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that
And
is.
it's a reasonable price.
I made it $4. I was going to do 5, but I thought, it's only 10 recipes, and I want to make it affordable for people to do it, and so I made it $4 for.
That's like what, 50 cents a recipe?
It's less than 50 cents a recipe. So, and then you have it forever. And I'm not kidding when I tell you that some of these recipes are like stuff that you would get at a brunch at a nice restaurant kind of stuff.
And if you do purchase it and you're having a hard time being able to download it, please, by all means, reach out to us, contact us, and we'll get it going. I think we had one hiccup with my predator control book, and it was over and done with. We got Crystal from Copper Kettle Farms, I think, helped us, and it was fixed in like 30 seconds.
Palmetto said, I used to be best friends with the old black lady that lived next door because we both kept a garden and always grew different stuff. We swapped produce all the time. I gave her like 5 peach cobblers. But yeah, so definitely check it out because there's some really cool recipes in that book. So, all right, guys. Well,
thanks for coming and hanging out with us. We know it's been a couple of weeks, but that's what we were working on that last week.
That's exactly what was going on.
And to be honest with you, we just kind of like, crap, we forgot the live stream. So we love you guys. Thanks for coming and spending it, giving up an hour of what you have going on to come spend it with us. We appreciate that. That threw me off. We love you guys. Thanks for coming and hang out with us. I'm going to try to, now that we kind of know when it's a good time to put me in front of the camera and when's not a good time, and we ever get out of this rain, I'm going to try to start picking up the camera, and I'm probably going to do a little bit of a homestead tour. Bring you guys kind of up to date with what the plans are, since we are actually getting ready to be empty nest steaders. And so kind of bring you up to speed on what our plan is, where we're going to go from the future. Because one thing that happens when kids start leaving, for some reason you start to have more time.
And you start finding stuff that you thought you lost.
Yeah. That, but the thing is you're like, you have more time, and even though you're doing their chores, you have more time in your day to be able to do other things, because you're not fussing at children for them to go get their schoolwork done or go clean the kitchen. So we love you guys. We will talk to you guys next week. Be looking for some videos to come out this week, as long as, well, maybe not this week, because we're supposed to get heavy rain starting tomorrow and Wednesday again. So.
No, just Wednesday, and then it's supposed to lighten up again.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so
I've got to go to Augusta tomorrow for low vision appointment. And then Wednesday's
Wednesdays
going to rain. So it'll probably be later in the week before I get a video out. If I'm even able to get one out because of how wet and muddy and everything is.
The excess time is probably why people get lonely about it.
Yep, I can believe that. So, guys, thank you so much. We love y'all, and we will see you guys next week. Don't forget to go check out the cookbook and the other books on our website, www.bigbearhomestead.com/shop. Thank y'all. Love y'all. God bless.